Y'all can give us just a second to get ready.
Okay, the time is 7 o'clock. We're going to start our meeting. If everyone would stand for the invocation.
Father God, we come to you as the EDC for West Tawakoni, a group of people whose intent is to follow your will for the betterment of this community. We ask you to lead our thoughts, our minds, our footsteps, and our hands in everything that we do, so that we do the best we can for all those that live here and that want to, that we bring more to the table so that more will have a desire to come and join and be a part of this community. We thank you, we praise you, thank you, and love you. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Have roll call. I think we'll start with Larry this time.
Larry Pepper.
Kathy Elliott.
Elizabeth Osborne. Pam Reed.
Harry Rosario.
James Chum.
Allison Zerbeck.
Did
I
did. Okay. And if we have some announcements, I'm going to let Mr. Miller start our announcement.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you letting me take time this evening. I just wanted to share with you as a representative of Quinlan ISD some information about the upcoming bond election that you may or may not be aware of at this time. But the district started meeting, and a facilities advisory committee recommended to the school board the need to call for a bond election. And you'll see on this flyer some details about everything that's involved there. It is a $25 million bond election, and you can see those proposals in that bottom left-hand corner about everything that's going to include. First, safety and security upgrades. One major component of this is replacing all of the door locks in the district to a card reader system or a key fob system. As you can imagine, in facilities as old as ours and having so many different buildings, through the years, we've encountered ourselves having quite the key system that has to be used in those in facilities with that many doors. So this would bring a unified system throughout the district, allowing teachers to be able to have access just to the rooms they need to, allow substitutes to give them access to just the rooms that they need access into, just within the time period that they need to. We may be able to give that access through an app as well, if that's more convenient for that substitute. At the end of that time period, that would expire and they wouldn't have access into the building anymore. As you can imagine, keys are forever. When they become lost or misplaced, after time, they can be used inappropriately. Where people are getting access into the buildings. This would also allow us to lock down the building in the event of emergency. And then if we have first responders responding to a scene at the school, you can imagine giving them a wad of keys on a key ring and giving them directions. Well, it's going to be this key or this key or this key, or having them work through numerous keys to get into the correct room. This new unified system will make them able to respond very swiftly to a situation. A new transportation facility. Our transportation facility was repurposed. It was a wrecking yard. It served its purpose. We've continued to make the school and the instructional facilities the priority, but we're at a point where we've kind of outgrown that facility. It doesn't really fit the needs of the district. It doesn't fit a school bus in the work bay. We've got bus drivers, many of them, they've already retired from their first career and they're doing this later in life. They're coming through a shop, working through materials and liquids and hazards to get into the office area. We don't have a site in that facility for any training or a meeting space where we can accommodate all of our drivers. We feel like a new transportation facility is going to make that a more enjoyable place for these employees and make them want to be able to work there and serve our kids. Another component, that deferred maintenance. Our buildings are getting up there in years. And as you can imagine, there are just replacement costs for ACs and roof repair. Those are things that you cannot just continue to put on the back burner and prioritize. At some point, we've got to keep our facilities in good shape and making that part of our bond project will help with that. Then the CTE Classroom Edition at Ford High School. That facility, we're at capacity. Our enrollment has increased across the district, and we're not able to add any new classrooms or add any new instructional programs. So adding that new wing of about 8 classrooms will allow us to add that classroom space for CTE programs. We pride ourselves in being able to provide those CTE programs at no cost to our students or families. That's not the method that's used in a lot of neighboring districts. If you're in that program, you have to pay a fee to participate. We do that at no cost, but we want to be able to continue to expand those offerings for our students. So that you'll see that listed there in that proposal as well. Does anybody have any question about any of those proposals or those projects? On the back side of the flyer, you'll see some information about our tax rate. We are the third lowest district with our third lowest tax rate in the county overall. The 2 districts that you see that have a smaller tax rate are considerably smaller than us as far as Bland and Campbell. They don't serve nearly the number of students that we serve. Our tax rate has decreased 20 cents in the last 4 years, as you can see in that graph, and in both of those graphs, actually. One thing that we want to point out is that there's no tax impact for senior citizens. If they have their homestead exemption and aren't making improvements to their property, it's not going to impact them either way. And then overall, one thing that I didn't talk about on that first page, this is a no tax rate increase. Because of our bonding capacity, we would be able to provide all of these projects to our students and staff with no increased tax rate to the people that live here in the district.
Even though it says differently on there.
Yes,
Can you
ma'am.
Explain that.
I can address that. A few years ago, House Bill 3 required that language to be on all school bond elections. We're in a position where we're able to provide this at no increase to the tax rate, at no change. However, the state law reads that if it is a school bond election, it has to say this is a property tax increase. We're being forthright and honest. We are not looking at increasing the tax rate. We will be able to provide all of these projects in a total of $25 million with no property tax increase.
Or isn't that because the other bonds will be paid off, but this is just new bonds?
Well, we are about to have one bond paid off. Our larger bond will pay off in 2032. So we have about 10 years left on that one. That's to pay off the original Butler,
Gotcha.
not the addition, because that was paid out of fund balance. But that's to pay off the original portion, the main portion of Butler.
Okay.
So yes, we are going to get rid of one small bond, and we're going to be able to put this in its place. So it's not technically a tax rate increase, but the state says that language still has to be on the bond regardless. It's kind of misleading. They are proposing in the legislature to take that language away in this kind of situation, but right now it's a requirement. We have to have it on there.
So for the benefit of our citizens, on the voting ballot, do they select yes or no?
If they wanted to be supporting these projects and in support of the bond, they would select for. It's actually worded for or against. So if they wanted to see all of these things move forward and see us be able to implement these things, they would select for.
Are we allowed to take a picture of this and post
Absolutely.
it on our Facebook page?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm going to leave that with you. We did find out on Friday, and this is not reflected on this flyer, but on election day, we were informed on Friday by the Hunt County voting office that there are going to be a few more sites listed for voters. We will have early voting the week of April 24th in Greenville or Caddo. We can go there to vote. Early voting on May 1st and 2nd will be available at the Quinlan ISD Administration Building for all residents in Quinlan District. And then on election day, that follows the city election, so it's going to be at the city council chambers. In addition to that, residents of Hot Cove can vote there. And then Poetry, if you live in that boundary, you can vote there. And then Union Valley, you can vote there. So you have a few more options on election day if you want to wait for the very last minute to vote. But that will be reflected on this before we publicize it widely.
So they can vote in what?
No, West
you know,
Tawakoni will not have an open vote.
Right, that's what I understood.
No, not West Tawakoni. They'll have to go
Okay,
into
we have to
Quinlan.
go
Quinlan.
to Quinlan.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, from the first to the second.
Yes, sir, or on May 6th, as you're choosing.
I just wanted to, so when it says there's no tax impact for senior citizens, does that mean there is for others?
No, there's really not. We
Okay.
just want to point that out. That would be true even if it was a tax rate increase,
Okay.
but it's not.
Okay.
You know, senior citizens, we just want to make it clear to them, you know, because they are looking at different circumstances than people that are out in the workforce. A lot of times we're on retired, you know, we're looking at limited income and all of that. We just want to make especially clear to those voters, there's no tax increase.
Okay, great.
No
Thank
tax
you.
rate increase.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I came to the first meeting. Before that, I probably would have voted against it because I was misinformed.
It is misleading, that required
Yes.
statement on the ballot. I wish there was a way around that or something else. We've tried to be more proactive this time in communicating that. It was on our information. It just wasn't as prominent on our literature last time. So we've tried to be more clear this time.
Yeah. I think these people need to understand when the meetings are, that they can, if you could tell those dates of when they
Yes,
can.
ma'am. We are going to have the public meeting for anybody that wants to come and ask questions or hear something face to face on April 6th and April 20th. Both of those meetings will be at 7 p.m. at Butler Intermediate School. It will be the same information, so people don't feel like they have to come to both. They're welcome, but we're going to present the same information. And that's one thing that we want to make really clear. It is a no tax rate increase, even though that's what the ballot says. We're required to have that on there.
Right.
We will be able to provide all of these without a tax rate increase.
That's the 6th and the 20th at what time?
7 p.m.
At the school.
Yes, ma'am, at Butler. Yes, ma'am.
It's a lot less expensive to do this than it is to rebuild what breaks down
Absolutely.
after it's destroyed.
Absolutely.
So
And
this
I hope
is good.
I hope citizens are able to see that we really try to be, you know, good stewards of our finances. We try to take care of our schools. We try to take care of our facilities. You know, we want to make sure that they're able to meet the needs. We're not trying to go out there and do things that are exorbitant, you know, or just, you know, fancy or, you know, we want to take care of students' needs. We want them to have a nice place to come to school. We don't want to have trash cans down the hallway when it rains. You know, we wouldn't want anybody to have to live like that at home. We want to be able to have nice facilities where they can look forward to learning.
How many students are there?
We have about 2,700 students, and we increased about 250 since last May. Thereabouts. So we are growing.
Yeah.
We anticipate that growth to continue.
And the growth is because of people moving in, or you guys expanded it out? Or?
No, just people moving in.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
We have daycare.
We have an employee daycare in our district.
Awesome.
Yes, ma'am. You know, we try to do things to make it appealing for our employees to want to be there. That's one thing, providing that low-cost daycare
That's good.
for them, and it's for their children or grandchildren. So
That's great.
whatever need we can try to meet, we do.
That's great.
Tiffany Chapman wrote something today on Nextdoor. It was awesome. So I shared that
Good.
on, I believe, like 12 minutes where I put it. So you might look at that. It's basically starts out this way, but it follows with all. the
Just
information.
principal over at the elementary, right?
She's our communications director.
Oh,
Communications.
Yes, sir.
There's some of Chapman that works there.
Well, thank you very much, Mr. Milton. I
You're very
appreciate you
welcome.
coming over and talking to us. And, you know, I've said it many, many times, and I'm going to say it again. You know, the youth are our future. And if we want to have a future here, we need to support our youth in your school.
Absolutely. Well, we appreciate the support. If y'all have any questions afterwards, don't hesitate to call us at the administration building. We'll be happy to talk to anybody. If you want to send anybody our way to ask questions, we'll be happy to meet with them as well.
Thank you so much.
If you're interested in seeing our transportation facility in its current state, it is not good. We have made do for a long time, but it is not good.
Let's call it outdated.
Very much so. Very much so. we'll be more than happy to walk you through it and let you see that facility and why we feel that it's time to be updated.
Oh, no, it's really nice as long as it don't rain. Otherwise,
Well,
Flood.
one thing that people don't realize, we do have a small restroom for men that consists of a urinal. We have a restroom for the females that has a toilet and a sink. There is no sink in this one. You gotta hope nobody's in here to be able to use the sink. It's just not good. We've made do for a long time, but we can do better.
There's homer pockets.
Huh?
There's homer pockets.
Yeah, so, thank you so much for your time. We appreciate y'all.
thank you.
And
Thank you.
like I said, don't hesitate to reach out if you have any questions.
Thank you very
All right,
much.
thank y'all.
Yep.
Y'all have a
Take
good
care.
evening.
Have a good night.
Thank you, sir.
And before we get started again, can I just ask, it's being stated again that they cannot hear us. We have to remember that's a little bitty microphone on the laptop, so we'll have to speak up
Speak
just
up,
a little
okay.
bit. Thank you.
All right, and, okay, so anyone have any other announcements real quick?
We have the meet and greet on April 13th.
Mm-hmm.
I think you have a list of what everybody's bringing for that.
Yes, we do. Anything else?
This weekend,
This
Saturday,
weekend?
Market on the Lake and the Easter egg hunt.
Yeah.
So the Market on the Lake starts at 8 o'clock in the morning till 2. And then the Easter egg hunt starts at 2. So the vendors will probably stay longer.
I think that's a great idea.
How about-
Just to report on the Easter egg hunt we had Friday night for the seniors. We had 98 people that came, adults that came,
Oh,
and they made $1,100
very nice.
on the Easter egg hunt.
Very nice.
Oh, and Wednesday, we're gathering at the chamber to stuff the eggs for the Easter egg hunt.
Oh, yeah.
So we need as many volunteers as we can get.
Very
What
good.
is it?
Wednesday
At
night,
10
o'clock.
a.m. Wednesday at 10
Oh,
at
there you
the
go.
Yeah,
chamber.
you can. For, sorry.
They're gonna start at 10.
Start at 10. Okay, okay, so, we don't have any citizens with us anymore, so nothing related to the agenda. And because of a Zoom meeting, the chair will entertain a motion to move, the Zoom presentation of the 3D printing to now instead of waiting for it to be during new business.
I'll make that motion that we move it up to 7:20.
Second. Okay, so all in favor?
Hi.
All right, so we'll go ahead and connect to the Zoom. And the Zoom meeting is on 3D printing of houses.
TV? Yeah. Can we connect that computer to the TVs? Yeah, because I think it's gonna be presenting something.
I don't know where the. Thank you.
Hi, can you hear us?
Yes, hi.
Perfect.
Nice to meet you.
Give us just a second. We're trying to put you on the bigger screen.
All right, great. In that case, we should put our filters on.
Right.
You just never know what's visible to the human eye when you're big screen.
Oh, a lot. Okay, we should be good.
Right. Yeah.
So let me introduce ourselves. We're
the West Tawakoni Economic Development Corporation in West Tawakoni, Texas. And this is our board with Larry Perry, Kathy
I'm
O'Neill.
sorry. We can't see you guys.
You can't see us. Okay, then. Never mind. Anyway, we've got our whole board here.
Excellent. Okay.
Okay.
Is the camera off or?
And we actually we're using it for the live on YouTube of our regular session.
I guess it's probably not going to show
Yeah.
you then. Sorry.
No worries. No worries. So we're gonna imagine that there's a captive audience on the other
You can
side.
always log into YouTube and the city of West Tawakoni.
Excellent.
So they cannot see us?
Yeah, I guess it's not gonna integrate. I'm sorry, I apologize for that.
Well, we could dive right in then, if you don't mind. Yeah.
Sounds great.
Yeah, we're here right now, though. How are you doing? How are you doing, Victor?
Doing well, doing well.
Well, Victor, be honest, Victor. How are you feeling?
I felt better. I just got out of a root canal less than 45 minutes ago, so I think I'm doing okay.
You know what? If we have another phone, we can actually log in so they can see us at least through the other camera. I don't have battery.
I don't know that mine will. You need my set it up here.
Victor, give us a couple of seconds. We're trying to log in into the cell phone and see if you guys
Okay.
can see us through it.
Yeah.
Now, can the people see them on the?
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like you have a full house there, so you know.
They can't see them.
Shall we
It
start
would
the
be
live then?
No, because we still want them to hear
Oh,
what's on. Maybe. Maybe. It may not do because of the internet. I'm sorry. We thought we were good to
It's
go.
all right. It's all right.
Unless y'all just want to talk to a blank screen, that's fine.
Well, I know that you do have sort of you're time bound, so
Yeah.
we do want to honor that. We could get started while you're working on, or someone's working on the getting a screen up through a phone.
That would be great.
go for it, Victor.
Yeah. Well, so maybe the context, somebody can give us the context, right? So that we're all on the same page. I think there's an interest rate. You have some land, and you would like to know what are some ways in which we can make housing not just affordable but accessible, and some of the ways in which we're able to do that relatively quickly at scale with our 3D printing methodology. In the United States, at least, it is a technology that is, I would say, in its infant stages, but outside of the United States, there's been made significant progress. Without further ado, we'll just dive in, talk a little bit about who we are, what we're about, and what we envision for your town and city. With that being said, that's as much as I could use based on the root canal that I had. And right now, Bill's going to take it away.
Thanks so much, Victor. So we are Housable 3D, and we're based here in Massachusetts. And our vision is to enable the development of resilient communities powered by renewable energy and 3D printed technologies. The goal is to drive cost efficiencies, create employment opportunities, enhance operational efficiencies, and promote sustainability. By leveraging technologies like solar energy and other renewable sources, we look to facilitate the transition to zero carbon communities, ensure safety, and promote mass customization. with a commitment of always using best practices in ESG and green to build a better and more sustainable future for all. Who am I? Well, both Victor and I are co-founders of Hallsville 3D. We're also both PhD students at Liberty University in Virginia. We are focused on 3D printing technology and real estate development. And we both also have a background of about 15 years working in the technology fields. So we're very passionate about what this technology, passionate about making an impact in this world. We have a great team. We're also backed up by our advisors that have over 40 years of experience in technology and business and real estate, including our head of additive manufacturing, Jose Pacheco from MIT. And before we kind of got started all of this, and we wanted to go all the way to the top. So we actually met with Secretary of HUD, Marsha Fudge, where we met this past July at the HUD Innovation Showcase. And believe it or not, she is a fan of this technology called 3D printed technology. She says that 3D printing is the future and it will help us push forward affordable housing and accessible housing and reach our demand for housing. She even owns a piece of wall in her office, 3D printed wall. Now, some of you may be asking, well, what is 3D printing technology or construction? And basically, it's a core method to fabricate buildings and also construction components within a layer-by-layer method. Now, this technology has been around for over 3 decades, the 3D printing itself, or maybe some of you may be familiar with, small items like figures or plates or cups that can be, 3D printed. But the technology has advanced so much that now we can 3D print as small as microscopic items that's invisible to the human eye to large scale items like a 3D printed rocket. So today we're now, fortunate to be able to 3D print homes, which is basically the foundation, the inner outer walls of a home, and also the rooftops, depending on the machine that we use. Overall, it's a technology that's fast, efficient, cost-effective, and sustainable. Now, I always like to start with showing the vision, where we're heading, where we are, and the impact. And we believe with this technology, we're able to build affordable and accessible homes. And then West Tawakoni, we can attract young people looking to find affordable and accessible options. This will help us to transform communities and bring in new business opportunities. Not only that, but by being the first city in North Texas to use 3D printed construction, you'll make history. You all can establish a lasting legacy and showcase
Crossing the lake.
the commitment to innovation and progress. See, this technology is a cost-effective solution that will enable a city to build quality, sustainable homes faster at a lower cost. Think about it. When was the last time you guys took advantage of being in a HUD zone? This is your opportunity to showcase your city all over North Texas. By embracing this technology, 3D printing construction, West Tawakoni can set up the example and set up the standards for other cities in North Texas to replicate and create a brighter future for its residents. Now, Hallsville 3D, we love to be very organized. We have some background project management. We have to have a roadmap because we don't have no roadmap. We're just going blindly without any sort of goals in mind. So here's our 4-year roadmap and how that looks like. Our priority for this year is to secure funding, partnerships, have some land in your area to conduct a feasibility study to determine the best location for these sort of projects, finalize a design together, look at engineer plans, secure a manufacturing space to set up shop. 2024, we believe at that point we can go after permits, licenses, site planning preparation, including land clearing and grading. We'll look at deploying contractors, begin construction for the first 3D printed homes, and also to complete these homes. You'll see how fast these homes can be built. 2025, we'll like to expand and hire local staff and begin training, ramp up production, start building more homes, monitor progress, make any adjustments as needed, and host an open house. Because I can guarantee you that once you have the first home built 3D printed in your area, lots of folks will want to come see it. After that, it's all about just scaling up and expanding and impacting more. So take a chance to admire these beautiful images of what a 3D printed home can look like in your community, in your backyard. It could be your next home. Look how beautiful the carpentry mixes with the concrete curved walls, which you cannot see today in the market. An outstanding home. This home here was built in Texas. So it just shows you the possibilities that what this machine can do and how we can basically create designs that before was limited with the traditional method of construction that's now unlimited with 3D printing, because with this sort of technology, designers and architects now have the freedom to express their creativity, making it very sexy and attracting to many different types of people out there. One of our partners right now in Texas is building 100 homes in the South, which is amazing. But you know what? That's an amazing yet for me. We want to see thousands and thousands of these homes. And I believe we can start here at the West Tawakoni. Now, we're very picky in terms of anything that we do has to have an impact, like I mentioned before. And we meet several sustainability development goals. It's a major pillar at our company. We aim to achieve multiple of these goals by providing a basic human need, which is shelter. Through our innovative construction process, we're able to cut carbon emissions and provide advanced manufacturing education and jobs and create affordable and accessible housing. Now, there's current problems happening in construction today. Number one, it's slow. The latest findings from the Construction Industry Institute reveal that the average time it takes to build a single family home is a staggering 12 months. Just to think that families and seniors and veterans have to wait for so long with each passing day filled with uncertainty is just not acceptable anymore. Number two, the National Waste and Recycling Association found that the construction industry generates over 170 million tons of waste every single year. If you think that's bad, according to the UN, the construction industry is currently responsible for 40% of all carbon emissions. 3D printing can lower these numbers because it uses an additive manufacturing process, which means that it only uses the amount needed to build the structures and nothing else, which means we use little to no waste. Number three is that the traditional construction methods today can be expensive due to the labor-intensive nature of the process. According to McKinsey & Company, it found that 9 out of 10 construction projects today go over budget, with the average overrun being 80% above the initial estimate. Labor-intensive and time-consuming processes. With 3D printing, because it involves automation and only requires 2 or 3 individuals to manage the machine, we can cut those costs down. Number 4, according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, the construction workers experience more fatalities than any other industry. Think about it. Accidents, injuries, and deaths simply cannot be tolerated anymore. This happens every single day. And we're talking about human lives here. With 3D printing technology, we'll create actually safer jobs that will allow us to make sure that our loved ones come home, and it makes sure that we keep upskilling, reskilling to adapt to this, world that keeps changing every single day. Now, some of the advantages, right, of 3D printing is time. Because it's fast and efficient, we can reduce the home framing by 2 to 4 weeks, which is incredible. Even a 400, 500, 600 square foot home, the frame can be done within 2 to 3 days compared to a month or two the traditional way. Labor, less human capital on site. Like I mentioned, it takes 2 to 3 persons to manage one machine, and that's it. Everything else, you still need to bring your HVAC, plumbing, electricians to site once they're ready. But at least for the framework part of things, all you need is 2 to 3 people. Material. The cost for concrete and other printing materials is at least 1/3 less than the traditional lumber. Now you may be asking, well, Ronaldo, what kind of materials is used in 3D printing construction? Well, we can use concrete, we can use mortar, we can use hemp, we can use plastic materials, and even recyclable items. Now, when it comes to energy, 3D printed homes uses 50% less energy than traditional homes. We use 80% less on-site waste, which is great. Design, like I mentioned, easy customization homes and structures is not a problem. We can now use any sort of design that we choose to express ourselves. Life cycle. 3D printed homes are expected to last up to 175 years long and expect to survive tornadoes and hurricanes, flooding, fire, and ballistics. And I'll show you in another slide why that is true. This means coding, both local and also internationally. Look at this as a regular CMU block. Rather than going to the factory to pick up the blocks, you just have now a machine that's been set up with concrete and starts printing the frame for you. Now, some facts here when it comes to 3D printing being a lot better than the traditional build. Right now, as low as $6.50 per square foot, with the PSI, which stands for per square inch, the compression strength, averaging at 7,500. Now, a typical concrete home or semi-block, PSI is about 2,000 to 500 PSI. Compared to 3D printing, we can go from 5,000 all the way up to 30,000 PSI, depending on the materials that we're using. Does not require stucco, siding, or any other exterior or interior finishes. That is optional. The R value is averaging 25, and it's rated up to 175 miles per hour in terms of winds. It does not burn and cannot prevent flooding and can be printed in less than 18 hours. Very, very impressive. Here are some statistics before inflation of a case study of a 2,000 square foot home. It compares the light wood frame, 3D printed house, and CMU block. Clearly, you can see with 3D printed home, this method, the cost to build was a lot affordable, and the time frame was also a lot faster to build. Whereas at the bottom, you see the comparison of a typical light frame construction and a 3D printed home, and these different categories of energy efficiency, acoustic, structural, fire safety, tornado, hurricane, earthquake. 3D printed house over exceeds all these categories. It's a lot stronger. So we love this because if you think about it, every single year we hear about storms, tornadoes, hurricanes, wiping out homes left and right, and we keep building the same way. I mean, did you know that in America, we've been building the same way for over 100 years? And it's time for us to make a difference. It's time to us to create a solution that works, and this is a solution. It's a lot stronger, and it will not move. You need some cranes to put these walls together, which is great. Here's another case study of a home in Riverhead, New York. 1,400 square foot, took 6 to 80 hours to print. It's a 3 bedroom, 3 full bathrooms. And in this market, it had over 1,000 offers on the MLS. It was priced at $299,000. This same type of home in that area, regular wood frame, $450,000. Think about the big savings there. Amazing. Now you may be curious, well, how does it look like inside? Well, on the inside, it looks very sexy, very nice, like a typical home, right? Now, we're partnered up with a company called Mavericks that ensures that every 3D home is 100% net zero and ADA compliant, which is phenomenal. Now think about this. A new type of person can now own a home. A single parent family member or parent, a senior, even veterans. This is a solution for our veterans when they come home from war, from deployment. They can find a shelter that they can live in affordably. This is a solution. Now, this also brings impact to communities. It helps create a new workforce. 3D printing technology is reducing the workforce for framers through automation. We believe we can create more new jobs, like a 3D printed technician, operator, sustainability consultants. This will create a lot of new jobs that will help get young people excited. This was me, basically this past weekend at MIT, educating 7 to 12 graders about 3D printed construction, because this is the future. Not only that, but there's been stats showing that young people kind of not getting interested in construction because they don't want to get their hands dirty, believe it or not. However, they are showing interest that they love robotics, they love automation, they love technology and software, and that's what we have to offer. Like any other industry, we're just part of the evolution. From beepers, right, to cell phones, to smartphones, to now augmented reality glasses coming up next. We're just following the same trends here. Here's a quick video to show you about how a 3D printed machine builds a structure. Boom, just like that, a beautiful home done in 1.5 months. That's right. And listen, this is not new technology. We got big players investing in this technology, like Perry Construction. That's a global company. We have GE. We have MC. So this is not a startup. This is a it's right now available worldwide, Asia, Europe, Middle East, and North America. You may be asking, oh, how is this possible? Is it printed on site, somewhere in a factory? Well, the answer is yes and no, both. We can print inside of a little warehouse or a space to build the walls and kind of prefab them together on site, assembled. Or we can, on the right end, print on site, which is great. So there's different sizes of machines, as you can tell. The one on the right side can build up to 4 floors. The one on the left side can basically just keep building walls and put them together to do more than 4 floors if needed. Like I mentioned earlier, it follows code. It follows the same sort of structure to build a semi-block or concrete building. It's just a lot faster. We can do foundations. We can do the beams, roof installations, the same way. Nothing changes. There's been done, the National Fire Protection Association provided a civil engineering analysis report that shows how 3D printing stacks up to semi-block. On the right end, you see how the 3D printed wall actually passes expectations compared to the CMU requirements. And on the left side, it shows you an image of how we can print 6-inch, 8-inch, 12-inch blocks. Depending on what the client wants, it can be very customized. Now, we're not just limited to just building homes. You think about, incorporating renewable energy or infrastructure. We find that there's other funding opportunities for the government. Look at 3D printed construction technology to lower material costs, reduce transportation costs, reduce manufacturing costs, and installation costs, allowing us to also provide customized parts a lot faster, affordable, provide rapid prototyping. So when we're looking at the community, aside from the homes, if we have to look at other asset classes or other sort of assets we have to build for the city infrastructure, this is also a solution that can help to reduce cost and increase materials that we need. So collaboration goals. We love to break bread and work together to build affordable homes for local residents in your communities who are struggling to find affordable and accessible housing. We love to create jobs in your area by hiring residents to work in the construction process, and that includes also students. We love to offer training programs to teach residents how to work with this technology and empower them to use those skill sets to also think outside the box and create new opportunities and possibilities. The goal is to showcase that your city as a leader in innovative and accessible housing solutions, attracting attention and investment from other areas. The benefits is that we're going to reduce the cost to construction. We're going to create faster construction times, allowing us to scale up, have more homes for more folks. I'm assuming there's a lot more, businesses, technologies, companies in the area or near area coming in. This will help us to speed up so they can move into this area. Overall, improve quality of life for local residents who are struggling to find housing by using green materials as well. Now, what we need from you guys is just support, right? Hugs, handshakes, you name it, kissing babies, not really, but access to land for building homes, looking for permits and zoning approvals, helping us with, grants or tax credits to help cover, costs of the homes and helping us with programs to create jobs in the area, which ties into, having access to a workforce development program. If not, we can create one together. We already have a curriculum we can, kind of embed into the existing schools that have vocational training, helping us with marketing and PR, which, by the way, once we build the first one, they're all going to come. It's just how it works. We also need the government to help us to support in terms of infrastructure development. We can help provide roads or utilities, other sort of assets with this technology to help increase population in new homes. We'd love to have a manufacturing space to help us scale up properly. By having this space of manufacturing, we can help expand our workforce, include more machines, and creating a working hub in West Tawakoni. So by providing these items, you can help by helping us in these sort of different areas to become successful and bring affordable, accessible housing, job opportunities, and economic growth to the area. Like I mentioned, guys, this is a hub zone you guys have. It's an opportunity to showcase your city all over North Texas and kind of set the standards for everyone in North Texas. Lastly, as a tech nerd, I recommend you guys to take out your phones and scan this QR code. It's a little gift for you guys to have your little own virtual 3D printer to show your friends and family to get them excited about this. And that's the end of our presentation. Thank you.
Thank you.
Do you have time for us to ask questions?
Ray, do you have time for them to ask questions?
Connected to the internet.
Yes, we do.
Yes.
So in
But before those questions are being asked,
Go.
hopefully you have your phones out and you're you're taking a picture of the QR code, so at least you have that available. I think it's the beauty about technology and what we're able to do with it. It allows us to have everything at our fingertips. It's also something that can be used. Anyone who is visiting the website, millennials, whoever is being targeted, they can have an idea of what their home would look like in advance. And it's something that's exciting that can also be customized for each and every single person's desire. So I hope you get to enjoy that. Thank you for listening to us. Any questions you might have? We have a couple of minutes left, so we'd love to answer those.
I have a question. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. So in one of the slides, it said the cost of construction is $6.50 a square foot. So does that mean that you can build a 3,000 square foot house for $20,000?
No, basically that slide. So it's based on a 2,000 square foot home. It can be built in 3 days, and it was at $7.50 a square foot. Sorry, $6.50 per square foot for just a frame itself only.
Just the front. So it's raw construction.
So that's the rough construction. That's not including the other contractors to go in there. But yep, one of the key things to consider is that right now with the supply chain, it's becoming extremely difficult to be able to not just get labor, but also to get the materials necessary on site. Logistics also is becoming a problem because it's increasing costs. So really with us, what we're seeing is that we're able to decrease total expenditure for each and every single home, primarily because we're saving on labor, logistics, and other aspects of it that normally right now, especially within inflation playing an impact in the economy, we can definitely demonstrate case scenarios that would prove our point here.
So do you have the people that work for you that can actually do this?
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Yes,
And
absolutely.
they can finish them. They can do the roof, they can finish the inside, they can put the cabinets in and the plumbing.
Oh, yes. Oh, yeah,
electricity.
absolutely. I mean, it's A to Z. We're not just going to be printing the homes. We have also partners that are working on this. Ray, I don't think you shared the, so we do have partners, and then there are communities that are being built or that have been built already. Some have been built in Arizona, and there's also in Southern Texas. There's a community that's being built right now for 100 homes.
Well, your display or your presentation shows that you can build them in a warehouse somewhere and move them.
Yes.
And you can also build them on site. And the equipment that you have looks extensive. So you would have to move that equipment at each place where you were going to build a house.
So the machines themselves have mobility.
Okay.
So it's not like the machines just would have to stand still. But again, like you mentioned, there's the two options. There's the manufactured, meaning we could have a tent that's made near that site. And with that tent being made on the work site, it could be brought over, or we can use one of the machines that has mobility. So it's not necessarily like we have to, ship these walls from a large distance. Ray, I don't know if you want to add anything to that.
Yeah. The small machines also have wheels and also have tracks. Same thing as the bigger machine you saw there also have tracks, so they can move from left and right. Similar to the small machine, you can have wheels, so they can actually be more mobile. But they just based upon what the project size is, what the strategy is, the timeline. That's when we know what's the best machine to use for certain projects.
And one thing to consider is that for stick build and even some of the stuff that's using the CMU, for that, you have to wait until all of that is done before you begin bringing in some of the utilities and some of the contractors. Given the technology, it can actually create the divots necessary in order for there to be plumbing, for there to be electricity that be put in. As soon as we have at least about 2 to 3 feet that's being constructed, so we can start doing that right away, and they can actually get in there sooner rather than later.
But you have the trades that can do that with the product that you have.
I'm sorry.
One more time, sorry.
Yeah, can you rephrase that?
You have all of those trades that can do those services in the product that you develop.
Yes.
Oh, yes, yeah, for
Yes.
sure.
So
you
so
have-
this is once again, so what we're implementing is a faster form. So imagine the blocks that are typically being used in order to build a home. Rather than actually bringing the blocks from, let's say, a Home Depot, what we're doing is we're actually creating the blocks on site. So that's like the major difference that we're doing here. So we're expediting the shell of the home. The rest is pretty much the same, but we do have experienced contractors who have worked with our partners and with us as well, who have a lot of experience being able to do this. So that's not going to be a problem in terms of having the labor force to be able to do this.
So your framing material is actually the blocks you're building.
Yes.
Yes, but the machine's just creating it, that's all. There's no more going to the factory and carry the blocks. The machine now creates those blocks, you can say.
And the machines are able to work 16, 18, 20 hours. So it gives us the flexibility to be able to print out. On average, per 16 hours, one machine can do about 12 to 1,300 square feet in a day. And so that's what we're saying, that given the amount of machines that we would have on site, you give us 2 to 3 days and we'd be able to actually print out the shell of the home and folks can get started right away. Traditionally, when you're looking at a stick build, that's probably going to be anywhere from 4 to 6 months. It usually takes a little bit longer than that. It takes quite a while to be able to get that done. If some folks can get it done fast, about 3 to 3.5 months. So we're beating them by at least, let's say 2.5 to 3 months easily in terms of time being saved, which obviously means that if time's being saved, then also whoever's purchasing the home, whoever's investing in the home getting done, the interest rate, they're going to save on that as well, right? Because that's something that we have to take into account consideration, especially when interest rates are so high right now.
But I also think, guys, Harry here, but I also think that another advantage of that is that you have no seams. I mean, like on the typical CMU block, so you have no seam and no joints on it. So it's a one-piece build. So it's a monolithic structure.
Absolutely.
Correct.
Absolutely.
And what's good about this is that when we think about workforce development and creating jobs and training folks, the machine makes no errors. And this, we can train anybody who's, someone who's high school diploma to all the way up to someone who has 40, 50 years experience in construction. So we can help them to train them to make this a lot more scalable for the community as well.
And that's what we're looking to do. We're looking to partner so we can develop a workforce that we can bring throughout, multiple projects, not just in Texas, but, and beyond. I think that's our model. That's really what we want to do. And sort of kind of like each one, teach one. It's like build one and teach one in the process. So we are coming to 3 minutes here for our Zoom. Are there any final questions that you would like us to answer?
Have you determined the price per square foot for your basic model?
So that's something that we would have to figure out. We would need some data because we would have to take a look at the land and how many homes we can actually build within that land. And then that gives us an idea of how we can reverse engineer and figure out how scalable that would be. On average, what we're seeing is that if you're building at least 40 homes, you're going to be looking at about $6.50 to about $7.25 per square footage on the shell of the home.
That's the shell. That's just the shell.
Correct.
Yeah, that's just the shell. We can provide to you a case study of what the remainder would be, but the thing is, we would have to do an analysis based on materials that are within that area, within that region, because prices vary depending on where you are, right? So, but on average, you're going to definitely see some cost savings. So that's what we would want to be able to get for you. So if you told us, hey, we have 40 acres, we can start planning in advance and start doing our numbers. We don't want to just give you a number for the sake of giving you a number here. We have to really calculate the math to figure out what that would look like, and then see some of the local or regional providers for, when those or whatever it might be that is needed.
I would just like to thank y'all for showing the presentation before that cuts off. I know it'll cut off in about a minute.
A minute,
5,
20 seconds.
I didn't want to thank y'all before that ever did shut up.
Yes.
So,
Is there
very
any
much.
educational material that you feel like you would need
Are
to
y'all gonna
have
send
for
that
you to
PDF?
know more and to dive deeper into this?
Are y'all gonna send maybe Harry a copy of that PDF presentation?
We could send it in a PDF format for sure.
Okay.
And then is this something that's of interest, just sort of kind of at a glance to look into it further?
It is.
I definitely.
It is, we're interested. What I'd like to do though is get the PDF. I'd also like to, maybe set up a time for you to do this to our planning and zoning commission.
We got less than
Perfect.
a minute, so it's good.
Just so you know, it's pronounced Tawakoni.
Yes, Tawakoni.
Excellent.
And,
So we'll make sure to send that. We're cutting short here. And we'll continue exchanging, and we'd love to present to whoever else you feel like we need to present to. And we'll provide as much detail as possible in our follow-up email. Okay?
Sounds
Awesome.
great.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you
All right. Well, thank you so much. Appreciate it.
God bless.
We'll talk to you.
Okay.
Thanks. Here in Massachusetts.
Okay.
It'd be great to get them here doing that.
I've been fascinated with that since we first started seeing the program.
Yeah,
So
because they
when you
talk
said it, I
about
was like,
tiny
yes.
homes around here, and those are hugely expensive.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
compared to this.
$110 a square foot or more.
Right.
I think that it's humorous.
Chad used to build them for a minute, and it's the same cost as a full-size home,
No,
basically.
and not only that, it's the time
The
to
timing,
build. I mean,
exactly.
you cut it like in 1/8 of the time
Yeah.
of the
Right.
typical home.
And time is
That saves
money.
in money, exactly, for closing. and
Whether
everything.
construction loan cost is huge. So I do appraisals for the final loans and they're panicking, they can
Yeah.
get that other construction loan done.
Yeah.
If we were able to get something like that
This
here.
would be amazing.
Yeah.
The only concern would be about the manufacturer that they want to place. They didn't necessarily say it had to be right here, though.
Oh, no.
It could be more
It
closer to
could help.
Greenville,
Yeah, I
Or
could do a lot of
Quinlan,
things.
or, it wouldn't hurt to have it here, but I don't think,
I mean, there's two business models there.
right,
I mean, one is
They're gonna
that
bring
we can
in-
do it on site and build the property, the hotel,
Right.
whatever it is that we want to build.
exactly.
Or if we have a separate, or if they have a separate facility, they can bring it and put it on.
And they're not just gonna
On
be
the
building the
place.
houses, they're bringing in jobs, they're bringing
Yeah.
in, help with the
I,
infrastructure.
I was impressed with the development they put on the right
Yeah.
side of 276
Yeah.
by the lake over there. I mean, who was that property?
I would wanna go see some of them before.
I mean,
They got
I-
some
I-
I would
problems.
just see it,
Yeah,
They got
Yeah.
some problems.
I want to go
down in
see them
Houston.
too, but
yeah, they're very nice. I mean, you can't, other than their concrete, you can't tell any difference. I mean,
No.
now their structures are
Well,
It's
beautiful.
not only that, you gotta talk to the guys, are the
Right, yeah.
numbers right, how long does it take, what are the issues?
And,
You wanna know all of that.
Right,
in the Caribbean, Mexico, those countries, they don't build like we build them out of sticks and always
I was
beams
in
and stuff like that. They build out of solid concrete.
yeah,
And that's pretty
Exactly.
much what we have.
right.
Yeah.
It's a big project.
okay, I think we need to get on back to our agenda real quick.
Yeah.
That was really interesting.
Yes.
Okay, so, let's go to our consent agenda first.
No, we don't.
We have our OB agenda. Well, I've read it. I make a motion, we accept the agenda from March 21st, is that correct?
The minutes from March
The
21st.
minutes from, yeah, the minutes from March 21st.
Do I have a second?
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay.
Where did you hear about these guys? How did you hear about,
It was me.
it was you, okay. That's, thank you very much.
I'm always looking for something that impacts.
Yeah.
So
I was excited when you said it.
Okay. Actually, we could do A, B, and C all together if y'all looked at it. B, C, and D.
So we said $6,000 over budget.
For the moment.
Is this a thick paper or is
Yes, it's a
there's
big
2
one.
pages? in
I
there?
tried that too.
Thick paper.
I guess that's
Not
because
tricky,
it's
but
tricky.
our-
Mhm.
our lack of sound.
Smarty.
We'll make-
Okay. Let's see.
Want me to make a motion? Did you make a motion for 3A? 7A?
Yes.
7A's been done, but B, C, and D could be lumped together if you like.
I'd like to make a motion to approve the bills, paid and those to be paid, and approve the financial report that is attached here, as well as to approve the bank statement that's attached here.
I second that. She did.
Okay, James and Carrie had it first.
Yeah.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, let's go on to our old business then, movies in the park. Okay, have we heard anything more about?
I did. So Allison, she informed me that she was testing the projector that was donated, or kind of.
Yeah.
And she said that
It was pretty good.
it may work. So I did search for the screen size,
Mhm.
and I have a link to it, but we don't have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the screen is inflatable, it's 25 feet in diameter. It comes with the motor, the air blowing motor, and all of the ropes and the anchor points, whatever it is. The screen or the projector can be placed behind the screen or in front of the screen. Okay, the screen cost, if I remember right, was going to be like $319 or something like that.
That's it.
Not bad.
So is it a spherical
No, it is a rectangular screen.
or the inflated?
Yeah, but it's inflated. I mean,
Right.
it got some, I wish we had access to the internet.
Is it noisy?
Huh?
Is it noisy keeping it blown up?
No,
No.
it's just like a regular bounce house, whatever it is, and it's just a quiet engine.
Once you
But
blow it up, it's going up, right?
yeah, well, you need to leave the motor, the blower on, right? Because if you turn it on, it's gonna deflate.
Okay.
But the big thing about it is that it's not on a stand, that the wind can easily blow it. You can anchor it to the ground. And then the other thing is that on a regular flat screen with 2 tripods, whatever it is, you can only project from the front. On this one, you have that special fabric that you can actually
From
do
the
it from
back,
the
that might
rear.
be good for us.
People can be on both sides.
Yeah, with that being said, we'll need to talk about what is the availability on a sound system to connect to the projector. So I guess we're gonna need a set of speakers that right next to the screen and then behind the crowd too, so they can listen to the whatever presentation we're doing. So
Right.
that part, I don't know for a fact if we have something like that, or if we need to lease it, rent it, or buy it. I don't know on that part.
The chief has some speakers, but
Okay,
we could use those to try it
to
out.
start.
Yeah, I'm sure he wouldn't have.
I could
problem
also
with that.
suggest that at the market over here, I was just there this past weekend and they have pretty good speaker sets that would be for outside speakers.
Which market?
Trade
The
days,
trade day thing
Oh,
over
oh,
there.
okay.
yeah, on 751, because I was looking for a set of speakers for my house.
Okay. No,
They did
if,
have some
if we
pretty
need to
good
invest in
sets.
something like that, I think it could be later on after we try.
the chief's going to have it hooked up at the Market on the Lake this weekend. So
Okay.
if you're over there,
Okay.
maybe take a look.
With some boom boom music.
Yeah,
Okay,
Well, and we'll
so,
also have to find out how that will, I'll look to make sure how it would
That
connect to,
connections.
because
Yeah.
we might have to find something more along the lines of Bluetooth,
Um,
because it doesn't have a lot of connection options, but I will.
well,
look at it.
it has to have a sound
Right,
output, yeah.
yes,
From the output, then we can connect to the mixer, and then from the mixer, we go to the,
okay, so we need to
Speakers.
look at it next.
the mixer will come with these speakers
Speakers.
too.
okay, so, looks like what we need is, a motion to go ahead and buy the screen. And get that moving
And then try it,
And
and then
then
with
try
that
it.
sound system,
with the sound system.
that's what I believe.
I make a motion that we, go ahead and buy the screen.
I'll second that.
Okay, so are you in a position where you could go ahead and buy it and then I'll give you a check? Or do you need a check first from the see?
I can purchase and then send you the ticket or send you the.
Yeah, we just
link.
need an invoice or
Yeah,
something to
that's
pay
fine.
for it. Yes, we'll pay for it. Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, all right, so that gets us going on that, so we'll just, one step at a time, we'll just get the thing and go on. Okay, so let's go discuss the meeting with the business owners and the agenda for the meeting. Okay. So, I don't have any kind of agenda. I have an idea of what y'all would like to have happen here.
I think that we should at least, give them about 20 minutes to everybody get there and get settled. And then I think that we should at least introduce the EDC
Yeah.
and give them, a rundown of what we can do, what incentives that we can offer. And then maybe turn it over to them to
See what their needs
see what
are.
their needs are, even as a group or as, just the community as a whole of the businesses. And then maybe set some time in the evening or towards the end where they can individually come to us. Some might not want to voice their needs in front of everybody, so.
Are we gonna have a form or something for them if they wanna write something?
We can do that. I can
I
form-
think we can talk about the gist of the interviews that we had,
Mhm.
Yeah. It seems like most of the things that we talk to people about, their concerns were the environment around here, the drug issues, things like that.
Are we going to have somebody from the police department with us there? And if any of those issues come up, the police can listen to them firsthand.
That's actually good.
We can ask.
Yeah,
We have a response
Especially
to
the
who
talking about
owns
drug issues
the
and stuff.
that's gonna be completely out of our.
Yes, we've
league.
got a flyer that we're going to give out. Kathy's got a bunch of them right there.
I've seen the flyer, I just wonder if we have had a
yeah, I'm
response.
gonna put
We
this
haven't-
up when I take some other.
We haven't
things.
passed them out yet. I was
Okay.
waiting for April to get here,
Right.
but we're gonna,
Okay.
now we need to start giving them out.
Okay.
And I suggest everybody take a handful and get, so that we can get, and I've got them responding to my email so that I can get a count of how many are coming.
Right.
Yeah.
See, I think we should talk to Shannon too,
I think.
because she mentioned that there were some ordinances coming. So,
And Shannon, if she can be here too.
That would be good.
Yeah, so somebody on that area, because some of this stuff, this particular topic is completely out of our league. And we want to provide some solutions right on spot.
Well, I definitely think we need to introduce ourselves. We definitely need to talk about incentives that the EDCs can help them with. And see what they think we need to do to help them.
One thing we think we should do there is collect contact information for all
Right.
the people that are going to be showing up. That way, after the fact, we can actually send them
Right.
a Survey Monkey
Yes.
link.
Yeah.
And we can get probably feedback and use then the email addresses to send all of this kind of stuff for future.
Right.
So maybe if we do a sign-in sheet
Yeah.
Yeah.
that asks for their business name, their contact person, and their email.
Or a
Phone
bulk
number.
for, card drops.
It's a business card.
That way, if they
Well,
don't wanna
some
spend the
people-
time to do
some
that.
Some
they
people,
just
they may not, because we don't
Right.
even have business cards and we're the EDC.
don't. Right, well,
So
Just write it.
Yeah.
we should,
we should have a general card.
yes.
I
Which I
have
can
one
do.
that you fill in your
Yeah,
name.
I've got a few of them at home that say the EDC that were left over from before that's I can give out to y'all.
Okay, I know these are businesses that we're going to be doing this, but I guarantee you, the roads are still gonna come up.
Absolutely.
So what is our position on roads?
We can't
Out there
really
outside.
discuss our position on the roads right now because we're discussing about the meet and greet. But what we can answer to them, I will have information provided
But
for
she's
that.
bringing a.
I'll talk
there.
I'll
will
talk with
bring
Philip
in
Martin.
a pamphlet of-
How are
I'll
we
try
going
to-
attack
I'll
that?
try to make sure that he comes.
That's- I think that's.
And he can talk on the road,
and I will have-
access to all the different entities within our community, within our area.
That would be nice.
Yeah, with the same thing, when we're inviting somebody from the police department, if we can invite somebody else that can address that kind of
I
issue.
thought Martin would be the one to do
That's
for
13
county
people,
roads.
that's 13, 14 people we got gonna be there that's gonna be lessons.
Yeah.
So we know we have to have enough there for at least that.
And he's gonna be running, again. So he'll make sure he's there.
Yeah, very good.
And who is that?
Philip Martin, he's the county.
Yeah.
Person for
That's good.
on that, and he's a really nice guy,
Yeah, he is.
really nice guy.
Is there anyone else we could think of we need to?
Probably somebody from Keep Tawakoni Beautiful too, because maybe the aspects.
Hall?
See, when you do a meet and greet, now this is gonna be in and out. So it's pretty tough to make some kind of a planned schedule.
Yes,
I
it
used to
is.
have to try to make some kind of a schedule so I could have them sitting in front of me. Then I could get this started and put my group up here like that, and then we could take off from there and interact
With everybody.
with them.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we
what I-
lose them.
Right.
What I kind of thought was maybe we would set up a little table over here for the police department to say what they want to say. A little part over here for Shannon and Code, and a little table over here for Philip Martin to talk about roads. And then we can have a little table of our own that says EDC incentives, and then kind of go like that.
And I
Instead
did,
of having a regular agenda.
Right,
This is gonna be an open floor
right.
get together.
It's hard,
This
but
is
they're
what
gonna-
it is.
They're gonna come in and say hi and da-da-da. and-
But the reason why I'm thinking we should bring these people is we don't know right now what is the audience needs. So I wanna be one step ahead, having the contacts right there in front of them.
That would be really nice, yeah.
So they can cut the chase, let's put it this way.
right, because we wouldn't be able to answer really
Mhm.
questions as far as
No.
that goes. We can offer our information as to what we can do, but we can't, just on the spot be able to,
No.
because that
I
would be
think-
against the open meetings.
I think by doing that is going to position us as providers, and that's what we are providers.
Right,
I do plan on having as much information as I can in that pamphlet that I've already started on it. I'm halfway through it, but I do plan on having as much as I can get into that
The little pamphlet on
to
the
have,
EDC.
but I don't want to make it like a book. So
Yeah, right.
it's just going to be a threefold.
We need
Yeah.
that by then, if we can possibly
To be
do that.
honest with you,
Um,
Allison,
I was wondering how you felt about our 5-year plan that you've done. If maybe we could have
Few copies of
a
it.
few copies of that
Sure.
out there.
I can make them as soon as I get back to my house. I'll print out some on some better paper, and actually they'll have the color codings. Because I know you can't see it
I
on
know,
here.
I was actually thinking probably you can have that, if we can have, do you have a screen over there?
I can
Very
USB it.
accessible.
To actually play
Put
the
it, yeah,
presentation.
loop it on the presentation and that's it.
Yeah, because it's already set as a presentation.
And the same thing with what do we do?
Yeah.
Just have a group on the presentation.
Oh, it's gonna be.
That's a great idea.
And your tripod, we can make more copies of that.
I didn't know if we had to change it.
Right, for them to take.
On various other places too. So,
Or
okay.
I did have one concern with
I
the
didn't
information
even-
that
I'm
I would
sorry, I
be
didn't
putting
even
out
pay
there,
attention.
with
No,
the paper that you
I
had
didn't
us,
even pay attention.
supposed to have had us sign from the city. I did have concerns about some of that because they're wanting intellectual property rights for everything signed over to them.
What do you mean?
Like if okay, for like the instance, the maps that we have and for whatever I'm putting in here, they are wanting the rights signed over to the city and they would no longer be copyrighted from, my standpoint.
Who was asking for it?
The paper that you handed us the other day that asked us to sign from the city,
Was the
if you read that, it's
Oh,
what's
this-
asking, the internet policy.
internet
It's
policy?
snuck in there, yeah.
Oh,
So I just want to make for sure that if I'm creating stuff for the EDC, that it belongs to the EDC and not to the city.
I will talk to the lawyer about that
Okay.
tomorrow.
I don't think anybody needs the 4 or 5 year plan, maybe just a gist of it, maybe 2 pages of it. Nobody's gonna read the whole thing.
yeah,
I
that's
can do
why,
the goals.
that's why I'm
and the
saying to
objectives.
put it instead, because
Looping,
it takes
right.
like liability from us.
Right,
Just put it in digital looping. and
yeah,
that's
it's
it.
already as a presentation, so it can,
That's it.
I'll just put it on USB and I can bring the little projector because that would work perfect.
Okay.
And I have
Yeah.
a screen for that.
Yeah,
Yes,
just
you could
keep it simple.
Yeah, that projector will get some use.
Because one of the things is that things can change.
Right.
And improve.
Okay.
So before I created all of this stuff for that, I wanted to make sure on that part.
Mhm.
And that does for the business meet and greet.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll get back with you.
Okay.
Okay, so last time we discussed what we're gonna bring.
Mhm.
And Larry's bringing brownies.
The brownies and
And Kathy was bringing
Fried chicken.
fruit tray, and you were bringing a vegetable tray. I'm bringing some little hors d'oeuvres.
Lobster.
Yeah.
Drinks.
Drinks.
I'm doing sandwiches.
You're doing sandwiches.
Yes.
Teresa talked,
You're-
I talked to, did she call you or you talk?
Ice.
Yeah, I asked her to talk to you and then come up with something.
Okay.
He said candy for you.
Yeah. Yeah, keep it sweet.
Okay.
Okay.
So,
I can do
you know,
that.
I think we're all
Yeah.
pretty much
We're
got
gonna
that
need some
down.
cups with the soda.
Right.
Well, I'll
She
buy,
was gonna do
I'm
that.
gonna buy the paper goods and bring it out of
In
the
the classes.
EDC.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Good deal.
Okay, so do we have a date that we should have all that?
Okay,
All that.
so our date that we're doing this is the 13th, correct?
Right.
And so, I'm going to come up there that morning and kind of set things up,
Okay.
okay? So I'll probably spend my whole day up there doing that.
I can be there right after work,
Okay,
Me too.
okay.
but you're not gonna be able to do
Right.
till 8 or 9.
Hey, making a
Actually,
commitment.
I'll probably try to take off early that day.
That'd be great.
So I can
That'd be great. So we'll just do the best we can and get that going.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna take off after 4, yeah.
Okay. All right, so anything else we need to discuss about that?
Who can I drop I'm gonna make the sandwiches that evening, the evening before, have them,
Bring them items.
okay. I'll bring it to you,
Mhm.
because I'll have to be
Okay. Looks like we're down to, see, discuss plans to clean up property in front of the park. Okay, from now on, I'm not gonna call it the property in the front of the park. I'm gonna call it 1300 Highway 276. Okay, and everybody will know what property that is. Okay. Talked to 8 different estate sale people. Got 2 of them to come out and look at it. The other ones declined. One of them that came out actually took pictures and sent it to another company to see if they might be interested in doing it. None of them were interested in doing it.
Okay,
So it falls to us to do.
See, what it is too much stuff
yeah,
in there for a company to come in, because it would take probably 4 to 5 days. And there's not enough materials in there for them to make the money to be able to pay us our little percentage and
right.
make enough money to pay their employees. So that's why they can't really do it.
We
It's
thought
not
about,
worth much anyways, right?
Some may and
Some
may
things
not.
may be and some things may not be, we just need to
It's
go
more of
there
a
and-
backyard, it's more of a yard sale
Oh,
and
well,
stuff like
If we
that.
tell
So,
them, you know what, take everything, don't give me anything.
what if you thought?
They don't
That-
want
no, they don't want to
So
do
what
the
if
work.
we just open the door and let people come in and buy what they wanna buy, whatever's left at the end, we throw it away?
Well, it's
It's
pretty
dangerous
hard.
to do that.
Two days.
Two days.
I don't know, I haven't looked in there.
There's
so.
some vendors that are at the flea market, I invite them to come and see if they'll make an offer to take everything. Cause they
That's a
go
good
to
one.
garage sales and they buy the
Right.
lot. Mhm. That's like a garage sale.
I think
As
we
is.
would do better just to plan on going in there
Ourselves.
ourselves and cleaning it up personally.
And just
Just-
throwing everything away.
Throwing some stuff away, keeping some stuff, whatever we wanted to do for a
Just
garage
start
sale.
Well, there's,
Start on one end.
That's it. Just start, make sure you start there and you complete that section. And then you move here, that gives you room to put stuff here and da. Good stuff goes
Yeah,
over in this
exactly.
corner. All we have to do is get our corner cleaned out. Then we start to make
Now,
our.
there's-
There are some good things over there. There's a bunch of
Yeah.
file cabinets over there that
We might want to.
we want to keep
For the
some of
EDC.
those for the EDC, I think.
Right,
Okay. So when would you like to start working on it?
yes,
That's-
that's volunteer to help. do
Give us a
That's
date.
the thing. We need to start thinking about that. And do we want to do this on a weekend? Do we want to do this?
Definitely a weekend if you want me to help, because I won't be able to do it during the day.
So
You know, why
definitely
not
we,
give it to a church or something? Why not give it to a church or something?
let's see what we've got first.
Right.
well, that's the thing, is that you got 2 sides of the fence there.
Yeah.
You can get sick over there too. We're looking for stuff that maybe is, right now, the conditions is just pennies on the dollar. It is worth it. When most of the stuff are going to be trashed. Because there's companies out there that they come and they pick everything up and they trash it for you. Of course, they're gonna charge you, but out of everything that is there, what is the percentage of the stuff that is really, really good? Because one thing is
Nobody
that,
knows.
Nobody
well,
really
the other thing is that time is money too. I mean, if we don't invest time going in there, you may also get sick. And
Well,
all of that.
I don't think there's anything that gets you sick in there. I think it's just,
Because she said it's no mold, no, nothing.
There's
It was
not-
sealed.
it's still pretty good. It's just a matter of getting the stuff out.
Okay, so let's give a date to begin.
Okay.
We can go and begin. Like you said, we'll
We
take a
have,
section at a time.
one of the things is we have a couple of nice doors to work out of.
Yeah.
And we have another door in the front, so we can have 3 trailers backed up, one to each door, and then we can take a couple of people in each section and the junk stuff. Just,
That's the thing, we need to have a garbage container on site. Because we're not gonna move stuff to move it
There's a
here and then
local
pick it up
guy
and
that
move it over there. No, we have to be very efficient. And number 2, we need to have people that they can lift stuff, because look at us.
I can lift.
No, but to be honest, I
I go to the
mean,
gym.
I suffer from a back pain.
Yeah.
And all of that, and we may go with the best energy over there, but within 2 hours,
We'll be done, yeah.
we're gonna be all done.
Well, I think
Something
that,
that has to be planned.
Doesn't the city have a dump truck?
you take Mickey, what's his name? Is it
Klein.
Mickey
Klein.
Klein's, Mickey Klein? He does a lot of that stuff for people. He
Yeah.
cleans out their garages, he cleans out all different kind of stuff, so I can talk with him.
Okay,
And then I have another guy that's a welder that I can talk with him, Mike. He
Okay.
does the same thing. He's got a couple of big flatbed trailers and he cleans out people's places and stuff like that. So I can talk to them if if you want me
Sure.
to.
That would be great, Larry.
We can bring them, and we
Yeah,
can
in the-
be
in the
there to
meantime,
say,
once we
okay,
say
we
this,
want this
yeah,
over
it's,
here, we
very
don't want this over
conscientious.
here.
I
and then
say
pull all
that
of out.
on, how about Sunday the 9th? Is anybody, well, y'all go to church a lot. What time after church? That would be too much. So 22nd would be the first open weekend.
Well, let's look it up, what Barry just said now, because now we're gonna be around their people's schedules. So I think Larry should talk to them.
So the other thing I want you to know is that I had to have the place rekeyed because we thought somebody was going in and living in it.
Oh.
And so, we have had it rekeyed and I have the keys to it, so it's all locked down now.
Okay.
Um,
So we could tentatively plan on the weekend of the 22nd, pending Larry's finding these people.
Right, that way
They
we at
can
least
meet us there.
The
started.
only problem is that's when the city council has a town hall meeting on the
Oh.
22nd.
I thought it's on the 22nd? So the 29th, it's on that one.
Let's just hold it off for now. Let me talk to them, see what we can do.
Okay.
If
Okay.
we can get people to come, and get it going. And
Okay.
then they can make their days
Right,
and I can just let you know and then we can meet them.
Right, and if we can do it during the week, I'm always
That's
available
right,
during the
that's what
weeks.
I'm figuring.
there's electricity out, isn't there?
Um,
Cause you got Easter coming too here.
Right,
Right,
Yeah.
well, I can arrange to be there one day during the week with you as well.
Okay.
Then we can at least orchestrate,
right.
mhm.
and if we have to pay these people to help, then that's just the way it's gonna have to be.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll do that.
Right, so if you'll talk to them, Larry.
Yeah, I will. I will get that.
So
I
I
will
guess,
do that tomorrow.
okay, well, I guess we need a motion on the floor then to do this.
I make a motion that Larry gets with the gentleman from the local area to see if they can assist us with the clean out of the property at 1300 Highway 276.
I second it.
Okay,
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay.
thank you, Larry.
Yes, thank you.
You're
Larry.
welcome. You're welcome.
Okay, bathrooms. Yes, bathrooms.
Yes,
Yes, I did get in touch with the people that won the bid. They're very happy about that. They're supposed to be having a fellow come out at the end of this week and start looking at it and making a plan to get it all fixed.
awesome.
So,
Do we have a tentative start date or not?
well, that's one reason he wants to come out again. The guy that we have been talking to is not actually going to head up the project. He's sending another guy by the name of Tony out to take a look at it. And so Tony's supposed to give me the date they're gonna start and get it going. So I'm just waiting for that.
Right, so I'm being asked by everybody I'm calling for the market at the restrooms are fixed yet.
Well, if
Not
not,
this
we will
market.
have party, we will have party.
When
Porta
is
potties,
the end
yeah.
date? He needs an estimate of an end date.
Yes,
Yes.
exactly, yeah,
Do we have porta potties over there, right?
we will have for
Yeah,
the
we
Easter
don't.
market. We don't right at the moment,
Will
but
you tell Michael about that?
yes, I will.
And I've already said something to Michael about mowing. He said I always do, so.
I did talk to Michael today and let him know that, about the guy coming out to start working on the bathrooms, and so they're aware of it. And we're making some headway. Yay. Yay. Okay, so, there's no action we need to take on that now. Okay, for new business, we would see 3D printing already, so that's out of the way. And the next thing on there is a basic strategic plan, and I'll let Allison talk to us about this wonderful thing.
Okay, so for the 5-year plan for the West Tawakoni Economic Development Corporation, I'm just gonna go over the major parts and then, we will have some of these available at the business meet and greet, so if you wanna see one, you can come and see us. But I will go over the best parts of it for right now. So the intent of creating a strategic plan is to more clearly define and focus our efforts to provide the West Tawakoni with a sustainable future of growth. We start by getting a realistic picture of where we are, and then we develop where we want to be from there. We can set actionable goals and strategies that will see those actions through to measurable end states. It's how we will define what needs to happen or exist in order for the West Tawakoni Economic Development Corporation to fulfill its purpose. The plan will set the foundation for the future economic growth and sustainability of West Tawakoni businesses and the quality of life for its citizens. And the introduction is, the citizen well-being depends upon the vitality of their community. Advancing economic well-being and enhancing opportunities allows citizens to experience a greater quality of life. The new West Tawakoni, and this is to get y'all's approval as well before it goes to. The new West Tawakoni Economic Development Corporation vision is to create a sustainable future of economic growth for our community and businesses. The vision would be supported by a new mission to enhance our community's well-being and quality of life by attracting and retaining businesses, driving innovation, and creating jobs. We aim to be a proactive partner in economic development by igniting economic growth and fostering a vibrant, healthy, and diverse local economy. Engaging community leaders, local businesses, and citizens will enable us to provide resources, programs, and initiatives that enhance the quality of life for our community. We are diligent in our efforts, accessible to all, and cooperative in our approach. Together, we can create a now and a future of success, stability, and prosperity for generations to come. The strategic plan will create a roadmap to guide West Tawakoni EDC over the next 5 years. It outlines 5 major goals and identifies strategies to achieve them. The following 3 goals are aimed at the vision and mission. Attracting new businesses by promoting West Tawakoni as a place to bring your business to the lake, where living and working meet reward. To help current businesses thrive and to foster an environment to drive innovation. The 4th goal is to ensure accessibility to knowledge necessary for understanding the process. And the 5th and final goal is to ensure the West Tawakoni EDC can continue to be a vital part of economic growth far into the distant future. As I go over the plan, I ask that you think of how you can help in our efforts to secure a successful future for the community of West Tawakoni, Texas. And I'll just read over, we'll skip these parts, and I'll just go over the actual goals that we have in the plan. So the goal 1 would be to attract new businesses. Sorry, it's on page 19. Goal 2 would be help current businesses thrive. Goal 3 would be driving innovation. Goal 4 would be accessibility to knowledge. Goal 5 would be sustainable economic organization. Promoting West Tawakoni through marketing. It would be the strategy for goal 1. Strategy 1, promoting West Tawakoni EDC through marketing. Meet regularly, can't say that word. Don't be yawning, it's not that far into the plan. With local real estate brokers and developers. Collaborate with other economic development organizations such as the TEDC. Write articles for local media, both in print and social media. Maintain social media accounts and website information. And with that, I will say that we do need to get a hold of Danny for that information to get logged into the accounts so we can keep those going. Strategy 2 would be promoting West Tawakoni through marketing. Identify and contact corporate firms with satellite offices from major metropolitan areas or more urban areas. Focus on geographic areas of greater potential, such as California. We have all businesses coming from California. Satellite offices are great for those things, or even just small companies. Maintain records of up-to-date vacant buildings and land, both commercial and residential, so that we can offer those sites available too.
Just like they were talking just now about wanting to, looking at property in West Tawakoni. We need to know what properties are available and are for sale and who is looking at those properties right now.
So then we need to also continue to highlight new development in the city, even if it's a small thing. Small things lead to great things. Keep a list, and I don't know why that says one list, but keep a list of qualified local contractors and the permitting fees, as well as the processes that it takes for projects to start. Goal 1 strategies for recruiting businesses, and I will just show you. I'm not going to read over all of that because there is a lot, and I know it's getting late. So there is just a recruiting business. It gives you a step on from competitiveness, awareness, lead development, value proposition, identifying projects, site visits, negotiations, and project start. Then it goes on to goal 2 strategies of ensuring existing businesses thrive. Strategy 1 would be enhancing relationships to provide assistance, and that is providing the assistance for exterior upkeeps, provide events to meet and discuss business needs with owners, help with business boost by providing advertisements with the business of the month. Goal 3 strategies would be partnering for innovation. The strategy 1 is initiatives for innovation, starting or support local entrepreneurs into creation of jobs and businesses. Collaborate with county and city officials to assist with tax incentives and planning and zoning for new businesses. Be a resource for innovators to develop relationships with business advisors and organization members. Annual performance goals. This is just for the goals that I just went over. The annual performance goals would be a number of jobs created. We're not a big place. We're not really going yet, so we're just going to say 7 for now, for this first year. Number of qualified prospects would be 50, and again, the qualified prospects are listed in that other page. Number of site visits, we want at least 10 annually. That's not counting the holiday months where people don't want to come and look at things. Business retention, local companies assisted, we want to do 1 a month. There's no reason that we shouldn't be able to help them with something.
I agree.
1 a month, at least. So our goal would be to be 12 annually. We can surpass that's not a problem. Businesses fronts improved would be 10 because we are looking at 276. What comes through here is looking at Tawakoni as a whole, as what they see. If we can help at least 10 businesses a year on 276 with their facade or just anything that they might be able to make them look better.
Do you think we have that many businesses?
We do.
that are on the
We
highway?
do.
We do.
Actual open ones.
Okay.
And then marketing would be promotion increase of 10%, and that does not have to be within this area. That would be us marketing to outside areas for people to get information to come into West Tawakoni. New leader contacts added. We want 12. That's, people from the TEDC. That's people we need to, like he was saying earlier, which was great because it was in the plan. We need to have a contacts list, a binder that shows who they are, where they work, how to get a hold of them.
Right.
what kind of information we can get from them.
Right.
And then we also need a citizen scorecard. I know, we can't please everybody. Statistics will tell you the more needs you fulfill, the more needs that are created. That is just a human thing. We can't be fulfilled. So I do not expect to have a 10 on the scorecard from 1 to 10. I was just going to shoot for a 6. And I will help with creation of that and getting that going.
Would it be a physical card?
And it'll be just a little card that they can just fill out. They just either have to check it or put a percent, mark it, and then I'll put it into the system. It'll give us a number from 1 to 10, and that's it. So we're just shooting for a 6 because we can't be great right away. We have to work towards that, so.
One of our major problems is what kind of businesses can we handle in this type of an area?
Right.
What type of an area are we? We're a lake area.
Like resort.
There's not a big variety of businesses out there that we can bring in.
Right.
A hotel, we'll say a hotel, we were gonna get a nice hotel down by 2 Mile Bridge in that corner. Everything was all set. We looked like we were really going places. A guy from Florida, another one that lived down here. I went to meet with them. We had meetings. We went down there and walked the property and everything. But we got screwed, as usual. We were so hungry to get something done and to bring in something that we jump at different things and we don't get the full picture prior to.
Recruiting businesses, if we follow the steps, it should lead us to better outcomes,
I was
more
going to say,
successful.
you did a
Yeah.
beautiful job there.
Yeah, and that's one thing is because we do get hungry for business. We are gonna, want whatever we get, but that's not always what's best for the city. What's best for the city are the ones that are gonna come and be successful and last for a long time. So of course, we can't tell the future, but we can tell rough about, what's gonna make it and what's not.
For your
Right.
3D
Yeah.
business could be something
Amazing,
large.
exactly.
It could be amazing.
Yes. So if we just follow the steps that I've listed here, and you can add to, you don't have to, go right in, but
No, they're great.
as long as we get these in there, we should be able to get somewhere. And then goals 4 and 5 strategy is knowledge and sustainability. So we want to enhance outreach for potential members, and this would be a great time to. And there we want to promote recruiting at each meeting because we're not all going to be here every year. We have terms, and that doesn't mean that when our term's up that we're going to still be here. So we need more people to be interested in coming and getting involved, and I think that will come along with when they see there's more progress being made.
Sure.
So we need to create that knowledge base that I was talking about, accessible to everyone. It was something that was discussed in the
City council.
the net or the
Workshop.
Workshop, thank you. It's like the workshop that they did.
Yeah.
And there was one actual citizen here that said he would love to be able to just go to that and look up for himself without having to come and yell at us. So I think that it would actually, even if it's only 1 or 2 people, we've helped 1 or 2 people.
Right.
So I will, I've already been working on that, and I will be able to hopefully soon, at least get what I have already together, accessible to everybody else. Because when they can come in here instead of yelling at us and going, I think you did that wrong, or that's a violation, when they can go in there and go, yeah, I didn't know what I was talking about. Or they can go in there, yeah, they did violate it. And we need to know. When we're making mistakes, we need to know.
Yeah.
So we can't fix it if we don't know it's broken. And then we need to ensure each member has the proper training within the first year on the board, which we've been working towards that. The website recruiting plan, which goes into, again, asking people to get involved. And then creating another 10-point scorecard to share for progress in communication with the boards and other boards, like the city council, the planning and zoning, and Keep West Tawakoni Beautiful, because we want to make sure that we're open and communicative with everyone.
But we need to make it clear, we cannot post to them on Facebook.
Right, no, and that's what this is for. This is a 10-point scorecard that will just be an actual physical card. They just write in their information and they drop it off.
Yeah.
That's
I
just,
just want to make that clear.
yeah, no, we can't answer anything on social media. We can promote on social media, we cannot answer questions. So developing structure for the board, which we will be working on. Spotlight new members on social media platforms and create a welcoming kit, not only for the board members, but for the businesses that are coming. They should have a little something to say, hey, we appreciate you coming in.
Good idea.
And that's what I've got for the plan. I mean, there's a lot more to it. There's 28 pages here, plus I will have the more verbal parts of that written out.
Who's that people there?
Yeah, I need
I only
you
know
and
Kathy.
you.
This is the.
Yeah, it's C-H-E, correct? Yeah, and I spelled her name wrong too this week. I don't know. So, but I need a picture, a headshot, and then here I need one of you. I tried to look on Facebook, I could not steal one for y'all, I stole one for everybody else.
You can look me up on LinkedIn.
I figured that I was going there. So,
All right.
that's what I got for this, 5-year plan. And as soon as I get everybody's approval for what I do have, then we can set a time to take it to the city council and have their approval, and then we can get to work on it.
Okay, so the chair will entertain a motion to accept the basic strategic plan.
I made a motion to accept the basic strategic plan that the lady helped us putting together in here.
And I second that motion completely.
You bet.
All in favor?
Aye.
I need my little cup. I get so excited about writing down who's done that. Okay, we need to discuss a little bit about member duties, acceptance of duties, and if we need to make any changes or whatever. Okay.
Do we have a secretary coming?
Well, we decided last meeting we were gonna bring her in May to talk
Talk
to
to
her
us
before we put her on,
because
but that we would put her on there at
Yeah.
that time.
she's out of town. So one of the things that I wanted to discuss and ask you is, Allison's been doing the secretary role. Do you want to give up the secretary role and just give it to her for the member board until we get,
I don't know what to do with the
I
secretary.
don't think we need to do that much since we're gonna have somebody coming on. Cause I don't mind doing it as just me.
Okay. It's just you, okay.
Right, yeah.
All right, so let's just talk a minute about, okay. In September, I will have been here 2 years and that'll be the end of my term. And one of the things that we need to start thinking about is that they may or may not reappoint me to the EDC because I am on the city council. But whoever takes the position has to have had the basic training. At this point, Kathy is the only one with basic training.
I've had it, it's just been a little longer, but I have had it.
You have had it, okay?
I have had it, but I will have, and I'll take it again. I don't want to be the president.
Okay. All right. So, but, and really, it's one of those things that needs to be done at least every 5 years with the basic training. And so our goal is that everybody needs to get sales tax training this year sometime.
Right.
And then after that, my next goal is that we get the majority of everyone within the next 2 years, the basic training.
Are we signed up now for this?
She said she called you back because she was going to call you back,
I already
Larry.
signed up.
Huh?
In the September class, I think Larry's also signed up.
Okay,
I know I talked with her twice,
okay,
but
so,
she hasn't called me
You're talking
yet.
about Annette back here?
Yeah,
yes,
Yeah, she signed me up when she said that only you and I were signed up for that.
she did say that? Okay, because I didn't have any idea.
okay.
I'll have to call her and see it.
Okay,
I took it a long time ago, but I need to take it.
yeah.
Right, I
The-
think it's every 2 years.
The sales tax course is mandated that you have to take it every 2 years. So every time that you have a term that you're doing here, you need to retake the course for the sales tax. And of course, we budgeted for that, so we need to get it done.
Yeah.
So I want you to just start thinking about possibilities. I know it's early in the year, but we're gonna have to start thinking about those kind of things. Harry is vice president. I think you're doing a good job. I do need to get you on a signature card for the bank.
The bank detail.
Okay. So we do need to get that done. And secretary, you and Allison need to figure this out.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think we should just wait to call her the secretary as far as the paid secretary.
Yeah, the paid secretary,
Yeah.
it's gonna be great when we get that,
Yeah,
but,
I'm still doing the work until then.
okay.
I can
What
do
does
that.
the secretary do? The agenda?
And that's what I was saying, as far as the structures, we need to know exactly what we're supposed to be doing, and then also, we're not just going out and doing whatever. There
Right.
needs to be, any kind of business has to have some kind of direction to go in.
Mhm.
So we need somebody that's gonna tell us, and that's you, because you're president. That's gonna tell us, like what we should be working on for this month and setting us duties for the months.
Right. So myself as president, I do the agenda, but if you realize I ask each one of you,
Yes.
Right.
if you have anything you want to put on the agenda, that needs to continue doing that because each one of you need to have input on that agenda. It shouldn't be just one person determining the agenda. That's just not the way the committees work. So I will continue to ask you if there's anything on the agenda that we need to know about. So myself as the president, I do take on a lot. And I'm going to start making more assignments. Okay, so like Larry, I'm gonna have him do, when it comes to that building over there, I'm going to kind of put Larry kind of in charge of figuring out what we're gonna do on the building, okay? Kathy, you're still in charge of the treasury and watching our money. And she's doing a pretty good job of that. But I do need to get with you this week and discuss.
Kind of broke.
Do need to discuss some things that we have agreed to give donations to that we need to check out for that.
Okay.
Elizabeth, like I said, you and Allison work that out on secretary business. Harry, keep bringing us stuff that you've been bringing us, like the 3D. Keep your ears open for anything like that. And bring us anything that would be good for bringing people in. James, same way with you. You have a lot of contacts.
That's what I was
If you
thinking.
hear anybody that's interested in West Tawakoni, bring it to us. We'll work with that.
Okay.
And then Allison, you're just overall doing stuff.
Well, and I thought I could start focusing on a general geographical area of the map and just calling these firms and seeing who wants to relocate. As far as the smaller firms that, they're not going to be bringing in no crazy stuff or whatever, just
And I can,
picking areas out, yeah.
I can print for you every property that's listed in West Tawakoni.
Thank you so much.
And or
That would be
sold
good.
recently too.
Thank you.
That
And
would
do
be
you have
really
owner
good.
names? I'm sure you do.
Have one?
Owner names, like if the property's vacant but it's there, we can get a hold of them. to
I'd
see
have to
what they
look it
wanna
up
do
on
with them.
the
Public
appraisal
records.
record, just like anybody else could. But
But we'll need that information.
I'd have to have a list of every address to look it up on the appraisal district site.
Yeah.
of who owns them. But as far as I have the MLS because I'm a realtor too.
Okay.
She needs to know about that one right off the hillside. Listed for 3 million, I think, but I thought all
3
the
million?
property out here had SRA, huh?
3 million?
It does have, sorry, if it's a backward to the lake.
And it's right on the lake. It's got a house. I mean, this would be awesome for a resort or for that, you know,
Well,
for
we know.
building those homes.
Who has it listed?
When you turn on the hillside, just right
It's on
back,
the right-hand side.
yeah.
It's like a corner and you'll see a fence. You'll see a metal fence with the old metal pine trees or palm trees.
We wouldn't let that happen to you.
Where is it?
On Hillside?
Where is it?
I have no idea.
Right up the street here.
It's
on
right
the-
across from Circle K.
Oh, okay, okay.
It's a little road.
Is it Hiawatha Way down
Well, I don't think
there?
so.
No, because I did build a house down there one time.
Circle K is the gas
The
station.
new,
Yeah.
yeah.
Across the street from that, if you turn on
See, this is exactly
Hillside,
why we gotta have that
it's
list.
just as you go around the curve. It's not very far down at all, but it's right there on the lake.
How big is it?
And you're saying it doesn't have SRA? They don't sell theirs right
Right on the lake, and it's got a dock out into the water.
It is SRA.
It has to
Yeah,
be,
it has to
sorry.
be. You can have a dock out there. They do a lease back, so you're just leasing
Yeah.
back your own property.
Yeah. I'll
But
send
yeah,
it to you guys. I'll send the link so
Thank
you
you.
can look at it.
Because that list would
3
just have
million only?
so much.
The one
We can't
for
offer what
me.
we don't know we have.
Sarah, you can write down the check.
Okay,
Okay.
Okay, so, all
We'll do it
right,
jointly.
yeah.
The committee.
we need to go to executive session. Next part. And discuss real property.
What time is it?
You kids. Oh my God.
We
We
can
gotta
have
get out of
it-
here
We
quick.
can have it right here. There's nobody here. Oh, because of that.
Yeah, because of that, that's the problem.
Hold on one second.
The TV's the problem. We have to go the other way because of it.
But can you just-
She shuts it off.
1 second, let me get this one.
Okay, the time is 9:17. Coming out of the executive session. Okay, the chair will entertain a motion.
I make a motion that we visit the idea of looking into leasing some of the property that the EDC purchased at 1300 Highway 276.
Second motion.
Okay.
All in
All in
favor?
favor?
Aye.
Okay, we have no citizens input. Okay,
I make a motion we adjourn.
I'll second it.
thank you, ladies.
All in favor?
All in favor?
Yes.
Nay, nay,
Sorry we went so late tonight.
My husband texted and said,
I'm gonna get a licking anyway, so.
it's past your curfew.